Alright guys, I'm going to show you something really cool today. Hello, I'm Sean Cheek. Welcome to my easy piano lessons. I don't know if you recognize any of those guitar riffs from classic rock, but I'm going to show you how you can play any classic rock riff or any current song. It doesn't have to be just classic rock riff using fifths, and they come in very handy. Fifths are a natural part of music. I'm going to show you how to do that. Make sure you check out my website, webpianoteacher.com. Over 1,000 videos there on the site now to help you with your lessons. I just give you a taste of some of a few things on YouTube, and on my site I have all the good stuff to really help you excel at piano. And I'm also going to be showing you some reading here. I'm going to show you how to read fifths on the staff. This is kind of a dual lesson, okay? So if you're sight reading, I just added let's see, 2 more videos on the site for sight reading where we work on fifths. We've already worked on seconds, thirds, and fourths, and now we're doing fifths on the website. So there's a section for sight reading. Just added 2 more videos to that. And let's learn to do that first. So we'll look at fifths, how to read them, and then I'm going to show you how to do what I did at the beginning, where you put use those fifths to play any riff that you want. And of course, fifths, when you look at music notation, here's our treble clef, are going to go either line, skip a line, line, or space, skip a space, space. Okay? Now we know thirds from our previous sight reading lessons that thirds also go line, line, or space, space. But with a fifth, you always have that middle one that you skip. Okay? So here I'm going to start with G and D. And if I'm going to be sight reading this, the first thing I see is that I have a line, skip a line, line, and I know that it's a fifth. And I should be able to feel the distance in my hand from one white key to a fifth away. And fifth just means counting all notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. G, A, B, C, D. It's the distance. We say fifth, we're talking about distance from one note to the next. Alright, so I see that line, skip a line, line, so I know it's a fifth automatically. And then I also need to know that that's a G, and then that's a D right here. Okay, and if you have trouble reading notes and you use F-A-C-E, and every good boy does fine and all of that, you need to get away from that. The sight reading lessons on the site help you to do that, to where you just look at it and know it without having to use a jingle or some other device. Just know that that's a G and you know that that's a D. But I also know that it's a fifth, so it helps me both ways. Moving on, now we have an E to an A. Now I see space, skip a space, space. So I know that's a fifth there. Now, to get to this is a harmonic fifth. It's not melodic, where it's played one note at a time. Harmonic is at the same time, and it's real easy to see the space, skip a space, space there. But I'm going to feel for it. I'm not going to look. I'm just going to go for it. And that's what you need to do in your sight reading. Instead of looking down every time and losing your place and trying to memorize everything, don't look down. Give it a shot. Try to get better at feeling it and not having to look every time. At first you'll feel like you're just lost in space, but you'll get used to it. Next one, I'm going to go D to A, and I'm going to feel for it. Now look how I use substitution. I already have F and C down. I'm going to continue holding it while I get my hands ready to do D and A. I feel for it, and then I'm going to feel for the next one, C to G, middle C to G. Now the next one's high. How do I get that? Well, I know I'm doing a G already, so I'm going to substitute my thumb and then reach an octave, and I can feel how far an octave is because I've played a lot of octaves in my life. I'm 37 years old, and I know how far it feels. Okay? And you can get that way too. You just feel for it. G down to C, and then B up to F, and then I end with E, A, and E. Okay? Now I just gave you a little short thing here on the site. We have the board filled up with 4 stabs or staves of exercises for you to learn how to read fifths in the right and the left hand. A lot of people are weak in their left hand, so we work on that too. Now, let's go through it one time. I'm going to play a backing track as I do on the website right here, so you can play with it and have something to play behind, okay? So we're going to go this speed. Bum, bum, bum. And then when we get to here, we're going to hold it because it's a quarter note. Okay, so we're going to go that speed. Are you ready? Ready, go. Okay, now some people ask me, did I write this to go with that? No, I just do this at random and then I make up something to go with it when I'm playing with you guys so you can practice your sight reading. Alright, plenty of time here to look how to do this. Now pay attention. Alright, first you need to figure out the riff by ear. If you can't do that, you got to work on that first. Alright, let's take Smoke on the Water first. I don't have time here to go through the process of figuring that out. That's a different lesson. If you have a good enough ear to pick out the riff, then we can do this. So that's the first step, figure out the riff. The next thing, we're going to add a fifth above the riff. Okay? So I'm going to play the same thing I just played, but add a fifth above. Okay? So if I start with G, then D is going to be the fifth above, and then B flat, F is going to be the fifth above, and then G will be the fifth above. I can do it down here. Black note there. So I figured out the riff, and then I did a fifth above, okay? And when you play guitar, it's called a power chord, but that's what we're doing on piano, is adding a fifth. Okay, so that's the second step. The next thing you do is you can invert the fifth to a fourth. Okay, let me explain that. Instead of playing G and D and doing it that way, put the D below the G, and then you have a fourth. Okay, if you take that fifth and you invert it, which means flip it upside down, then you have a fourth. Then you have this. You see, so I'm playing the exact same thing I did here, but I invert it. The reason I do that, so I can add my left hand. So invert fourth to fifth, and then add octave in the left hand. And my left hand is going to play what my right hand did here. In octaves, and that just fills it out. You see that? So again, figure out riff, add fifth above, invert fifth to fourth, and then add the octave left hand. Let's do it on a different riff. Let's do Iron Man. B, starting with a B. Any guitar riff. Now, I'm going to add a fifth above. So, let's see. I haven't done this. I mixed it up. Let me do it again. Okay, so that's the fifth. You might want to play it with your right hand if you want to, that fifth above. Now, I invert the fifth to fourth, the fifth to a fourth, and then I get this. And then I add the octave left hand. And this is not a thing that a beginner is going to be able to do on the spot. You'll have to have some practice at it. Last, let's go ahead and do American Woman. American Woman, stay away from me now. Okay, we've all heard that, right? So, starting on a B, now I add the fifth above. Okay, to figure out what it is, then I can invert it. Octaves and so forth. I'm going to have to stop the video because I can't go over 10 minutes. Hope you guys have enjoyed the lesson. A lot of stuff. Check out my website, webpianoteacher.com. Check you later.